Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's show. I called it a show because it is news for you on Facebook. Hello, Facebook, everybody. The background you might think is a bit weird, but because the Wi-Fi signal just works better, so this should be going out to Instagram. Hello, TikTok. Good evening. I hope you're well. Welcome to tonight's show. Welcome to tonight's talk on what is life all about. So this is a new series that I'm going to be doing. It starts tonight. I've done loads of talks on this, but it'll be a new series tonight. So we should go up till around about 10:15. I'll try to, if I can, if I'm not sure if it's working yet, but I'll try to answer any questions that do come up on my other channels. And obviously, so this goes out to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Telegram, X or Twitter, and Facebook, and you guys here, TikTok community. So, I'm here tonight to try to answer the golden question: what is life all about? Now, I've did quite a few of these talks this week, but because of feedback from people, and I'm doing a lot of live shows at the moment, talks, I say, motivational speech. This one in particular, this particular question seems to come up, get the best views and gets the more interest. So that's why I'm turning it into a series. It's trial and error, guys and ladies, because everybody's going live on multiple platforms. I go live about 2 or 3 times a day. I went live in the gym today for the TikTok community. I go more live on TikTok. So if it's the first time you see me, the only platform I'm not going live tonight is LinkedIn, because they tend to not really like me going live too much. But other communities that I have here, I'm here for you. I'm just going to post a little question out to people. Right. Okay. So, anyway, what is life all about? Now, to try to answer this question in short, I'll give you my analysis first, and you can agree with me or not agree with me. It's up to you. But a lot of people have dreams, desires, and they seem to, we all want goals, right? We all want to believe in ourselves, and that's important. However, sometimes my argument is that we get carried away with what we want in life. When I talk about that, what do I mean? I am talking about basically greed, because we have desires, and the human heart will always deceive ourselves, because we're born. I'm not preaching here, but I'm trying to give it to you for real. We're born into a sinful world. Even if you don't believe, we are incapable as humans to live a perfect life, because at the end of the day, okay, we get one life on this planet, and it's up to us, okay, up to us to make a difference. Now, it doesn't mean that you've got to start a charity, or you've got to give loads of money away. You've got to find your purpose, okay? And the only way that you can find your purpose is to find out what you're good at. Once you find out what you're good at, in short, and this can take years for a lot of people, you can try multiple different careers like me. And now I'm here. I'm talking live with you. I found, finally feel like I've got a good brand to push, and I finally feel like I've got a good voice online, so I can help a lot of people, millions of people, I hope, in the future, by doing courses, doing live shows, and generally just, helping people on their well-being journey. I also used to teach business, but anyway. So once you find your purpose, okay, and you understand where you are in life, you're doing good in this world. That to me is what life is about. So we need to, what I'm talking about is something called servant leadership. And servant leadership is basically um, where you serve others. Now, the argument is that you can't just give, and nothing comes back to yourself. But I wanted to stop and pause for a moment and think about this question, because a lot of people say, life is about having fun. And I disagree with that, because life can be having fun for you, but then in that process, what are you doing to serve others? Now, it might be that you're an excellent father or a mother, a sister, brother, and that's great. But in society and this world, if we're not giving, as in we don't find the skills that we're good at, and we find a good job, and then we can spread that across. I'm not saying we've got to give to every single charity there is, but at the same time, giving and serving others is so important. So I just want to encourage you tonight on this talk, to find your purpose. And the only real way we can find our purpose is by investing time in ourselves. We need to invest time in ourselves to understand, okay, right, what am I good at? And tonight I did my other live talk, um, about how to find out what you're good at, which is an exercise in a teaching game called not a SWOT analysis. You just get a brainstorming. So you got a sheet of paper, basically. TikTokers, I can see that. I did do it earlier on, but Facebook community and YouTubers. Um, this is basically a very simple exercise where you, in the middle, you will put basically something that what. Now my question is, what am I good at? And then you draw little circles in mind map, and then you just brainstorm for like 10, 15 minutes, even an hour if you want to. And you just go through it and just see and score factor the questions to see what you are good at. Like tonight, for example, I did a little one. I said communication skills. I'm 9, so I think I'm a pretty good communicator. I'm not excellent. There's always room for improvement. I'm just going to switch it over to TikTok community. You can see that. It's a little bit awkward, okay, for you TikTokers because I've only got a vertical screen going. But this is a really good exercise, and I highly recommend that you spend time doing that. So just get a sheet of paper, literally, and it's January. We're into the January already, and some of you are trying to find out what you're good at because you want a new year, a new career, and all that stuff. And that's this time of year, people are doing that, and that's great. But sometimes don't make the mistake that, like I did last year, I pushed myself too much last year. And my friends and family might be watching this, and they'll say, "Steve, you've got to slow down. It's good you want to help all these people." And I am the guy that want to save the world, save the world, but I can't save the world. I realise that, but I can still put my skills and my talent online, whether that's courses, live talks like this, other bits and pieces. I've got a couple of newsletters going around on LinkedIn. So my online presence is growing and I'm putting more monetization into that and more investment. I don't have a lot of money. I don't really need a lot of money, not yet. Will I make money? Yes, I will. What would I do with that money? I'll reinvest it into my business, okay, which is Healthy Secrets, so that I can help more people because that's my purpose in life. Remember, tonight's golden question is, what is life all about? And life is about helping others. And through that process, you will be happy. I'm not saying you're going to be happy 24/7, right? That's, because at the end of the day, we all have stress and we all have anxiety. So, there's a lot of people out there. I hope I'm not going too fast tonight. It feels like I'm going slightly too fast, but no one said to me in the comments to slow down. So I'm just going to go for it. Wow, I've lost my flow now. So yeah, life is about helping others. I've got it, and we don't always find that purpose, and we struggle, and that's all right because we're all human. And to be honest with you, different times in our life, we're going to go through different stages of things that we want. Okay, whether it's a new career, a new relationship, there's going to be different times in our life. Now, not to be too religious, I'll come back to God for a little bit. I know my purpose from God. I want to serve God. So that means I feel that I have to help others with the talent I've got. So I'm good. I've got a servant's heart. I want to help people. I want to help people grow their business, teach business. I'm still learning myself. I want to help people with their mental well-being and educate people because I'm a former teacher. And now I'm doing it a different way because I'm doing it online. I'm doing it with you guys, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube at scale. Okay, I'm pushing forward. I'm spreading my wings as much as possible because I feel that I've got a lot to offer. And it's not because I want to be rich and famous. It's because I feel that's my purpose in life. And once you've got purpose, you've got value, you might not start making money for a while, and it's taken me 5 years to get to this level. Okay, I've got a global platform, and it's getting bigger. I want it to get bigger because I want to help more people. But at the same time, there is a mistake, and I've made this twice last year. when I pushed myself too much and I felt, you know what, Steve, you are going too fast and too hard. You got to slow down. Because if I don't slow down, then, my epilepsy, is quite severe. This year feels much better. Literally, we're almost a month done already in 2024. And you know what? I feel really good. I feel positive. I went to the gym this morning. I done about a 2 hour workout, but it weren't full 2 hours. I went in there to do a basic workout, but because the studio was free, and I've got filming rights in there, I basically shot some I filmed a new course for you guys on TikTok. It's a new fitness program. Get fit for 2024 just by a curl bell or barbell and a couple of light weights. I don't know when it's going to come out. So everybody else, if you don't follow me on TikTok and you don't like TikTok, get on TikTok. You're going to miss the action. There'll be a lot of new great courses for literally $2. I hope to make it as cheap as possible for everybody. Remember, TikTok is great if you want to start a business. Yeah, you can just go all over the world with it. And this new series platform that TikTok have built, hopefully, is going to be really good and be able to leverage all my teaching skills as much as possible so I can help as many people as possible. Forgive my eyes, guys, because I've got two cameras in front of me, believe it or not. I'm literally sitting on my bed and it feels so strange and good and weird to be here because my setup is different. So as I get more, if I make some more pan coins, I'll be able to get a better cameras, so you get different angles, etc. But you got to start off somewhere. I mean, literally, I've got one laptop, one microphone, which is a singing mic. This cost me £70. I've got a £30 webcam and some software that I'm paying for $20 a month, I think it is, or $20 or £20. So you don't need a lot of kit to get going in life. And there's a lot of TikToks at the moment, a lot of stuff on YouTube, and that's saying this is what you need. I think for me, what I've learned in my 5 year entrepreneurship journey is just experiment, because life is about experimentation. And some parts of the argument that life is about having fun. So you try things, you take risks, you go on holiday, you go here, you go there, you meet that person, you meet this person. Life is a roller coaster, and you're meant to change the roller coaster, change the speed of it. Get up from the seat and go to the back, go to the front. Invite other people on that roller coaster because it's your life, and you need to experiment because we don't get to know what we're good at in life. Remember, at the start of the conversation, I said the purpose of life is to serve others from the skills that we have and what we're good at. But we don't get to know what we're good at until we experiment. And for different parts of our life, that's going to change. It will change totally. I mean, I am now approaching my near 50s, believe it or not. And I feel good about myself. I'm looking after my body as much as I can. I'm trying to keep well. I do have epilepsy. I manage it as best as I can. And I think sometimes in life, that's the fundamental problem. We let our stress and anxiety overbear us. We don't know how to manage our feelings or our emotions, which is what you call emotional intelligence. And we have all this stress, and we just get so worried. And nobody, and I literally mean nobody, apart from online learning and stuff like this, teaches you how to manage your emotions. Okay, you don't get taught at school, because I'm a former teacher and I would know your GP, I'm sad to say, they're not mental health trained. And this Saturday, literally in 2 days' time, I'm so excited to announce that I'm launching. Well, it's already launched and it's gone. The advertisements has been amazing. Coffee and Cake Talking Therapies Club starting in Eastbourne. So I'm stepping out my services in the community and offering a well-being kind of workshop for my community people here in Eastbourne. So, I'm excited about that. I've done over 100 different workshops as a teacher previously. It feels a lot different. I'll be honest with you, doing it for my community, not in a bad way, in a positive way. So for me, the question of what life is all about is sharing your resources sharing what you're good at, meeting new people, and you'll get better at what your skill or what your service is to others, and understanding who you are in life. And a lot of people say, Steve, but I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know who I am anymore. And that can happen to a lot of us, right? It can happen to a lot of us because we've been in a bad relationship. And, I'll be honest with people, some of my friends and family watching this right now, and TikTokers, this yourself. My marriage didn't work out. And that's okay. Life happens, things happen. So, and for many years, I blamed myself and I said, you know what, Steve, you wasn't a good husband. And then it was only when I got back to counseling, actual had counseling myself, it made me realize that I was self punishing myself. And I felt I'm not going to do that no more. I'm going to be, I accept I made mistakes. I took ownership. I left. I didn't want it to stay and work it out. That was my choice. I stand by that. It wasn't a good marriage. Some aren't, but that's some of the problems in life. We don't get to know what life is all about and find our purpose because we're on that self punishment cycle. Maybe something bad has happened to us, like me. My marriage didn't work. I am divorced, and when I first got divorced, I didn't pay for it. My wife did back then. Um, she might even be watching this right now. I don't know, but anyhow, um, I felt ashamed. I felt ashamed because I didn't think I'd be as young as I was back then. It's 8 years ago now. Um, Somebody that had been divorced. You when you grow up, you see people get divorced, and I'm a born again Christian, so it didn't feel good, and it didn't feel right, and I'm sad, but I sit here with you and I say, look, you know, my faith comes first, and I don't get everything right, and there'll be people watching this that might judge me. I'm okay with that. Look, you can look and judge people. And the thing is, the judgment comes from God, really, to be honest. And even those that don't believe, we're always quick to judge others when they mess up and do things wrong. But there's a lot good old saying that I know that some of the people that watch this will know. You know, don't look at what's the saying go again. So look at your own faults before you look at somebody else's faults, as in things that are wrong with people. Okay, we'll always say, "Oh, look at that person. Oh, what she done this? Oh, she slept with that person and all this." And there's gossip everywhere. And I can't believe it tonight. Accidentally, and I mean this, accidentally, I was going through my Facebook groups because I was sharing my newsletter tonight. I written an article, and I pressed the button to join. I think it's Peace Haven Gossip, and I thought, oh my gosh, what have I done? But it's all right. It's an opportunity to shape. I can't believe. I mean, there's some weird and funny Facebook groups out there. But so what I did is I sent my newsletter in, and it's about helping other people. Um, and it's like me where I live at the moment. I'm being real with you here now. I live on this street. I've been here almost 2 years on Seaside Road and in Eastbourne, and it's a weird street. The crime is going up. People are getting more angry. Look at what's happened in Europe at the moment. There's two wars in Europe. I know it's a dark world. The Bible says there's going to be wars and be earthquakes and be famine. But when you live in a difficult street and you're like, I just want a break. I mean, I don't know. I get sleep at night. I'm pretty good. Um, but it's like, only the other day, I don't mind sharing this with you. And I did TikToks around this. I went to Costa Coffee, not Costa Coffee, sorry, Tesco's, right? Get this. I went to Tesco's, right, in England, in my local, because I go there and I get my phone, I connect it to the machine so I can order my coffee. Because every 10 coffees I buy, I don't do it every day, I can't afford it, but every 10 coffees I get one free. So I'm standing there at the coffee machine, right, and I'm trying to connect my phone. It does take a while. It's not the best software. And this bloke behind me comes behind, and he starts being rude. He said, like, uh, have you finished using that?" with a deep tone. I was like, "Okay." I turned around to him. I said, "Look, okay, do you want to go first? You seem like you're in a rush." So I let him go first. And I turned around to him. I said, as a joke, "Yeah, I don't want to make it angry." And then he kind of kicks off a little bit. I could tell that he was very aggressive. And then he started shouting. Well, it's not shouting. Sorry, he said like, "Oh, you bark, but you don't bite." And the thing is, I don't like violence. Don't agree with it, and I encourage anybody to walk away from a fight. I know people who fight who like it, and it's just it leads down a dark path. You don't want to go down there. But violence is real, okay? It only takes a millisecond for the brain to switch over. It's a process called hijacking. We've all got it. Um, but anyway, so I said to the guy, you know what? Have a good day. And I'm proud of myself because normally I don't do well with conflict, but I stood my ground. I was as polite as I could be. I let the man go first, so he should be thanking me and not like being aggressive. But I mean that's just a small incident. But the thing is, it's like you imagine that, and you imagine that happening to you every single day, and that's why this week's been kind of strange. And there's more violence in other parts of the world and more dangerous places. I live in Eastbourne. It's not like very dangerous, but it's getting quite bad. And I don't want you to feel worried for me or anybody. I'm safe. I'm well. I'm happy because I'm talking to you. And I think, to be honest with you, and I want to thank the TikTok community, especially tonight, because you know I done something 2 days ago, and I felt like I upset a young lady, and I'm a former teacher, and I tried to be as polite as possible. And she didn't say that I upset her, but I felt I asked her a personal question. It wasn't naughty or anything. It was just around research for my talking therapist club because I wanted to get an idea what a 19-year-old, where they would go for help and support. And it's anyway. But anyway, I don't know TikTok around it. Um, I just felt bad. Okay, that feeling when you feel like you've overstepped your mark a little bit. And I went home and like I felt I was self punishing myself again. And it didn't last long. It was like about 20 minutes, and it weren't deep. But I reflected a lot, and I jumped on TikTok, which is amazing, or any video, any platform, and I just started to talk about the situation. And because I'm a retrainer as a counsellor, I'm well and moving to mental well-being, but I'm human myself. I make mistakes. I'm human. It's kind of funny, really, this week. Anybody that knows me on social media or is familiar with my content, I wore my Superman T-shirt this week again, and in actual fact, I did a 55-minute live talk about I am not Superman. Um, and that inspired basically from the conversation or from yesterday night. Sorry, when I had a pizza and I went into the pub. But anyway, it's a long story, sort of, and yeah. So I'm only human. I make mistakes, and that's the problem. We're so harsh on ourselves. It's unbelievable. And I've got some amazing friends that might be watching this right now. I'm very blessed on that side. I moved down here on my own to get away from London, from the stress of London, which I don't. Where I was born, well, I'm proud of where I was born. I'm from a town called Dagenham. Sorry, I was born in Barking, but I've lived in both Barking and Dagenham, and I'm proud to say to be an Essex boy. I've got no shame in that. And yeah, so it's I'm talking about my life here. It's supposed to be doing a talk which around what is life about, but in my particular world, I feel like I've got nerves. I do feel lonely sometimes, a lot because I've been on my own for a long time. I don't feel completely on my own because I'm in Christ, and I've got an amazing set of friends. I've got a good church that I go to, and now I'm stepping up in the community. There's a lot going on. My online presence here on cross social media is getting bigger and better. Better because I feel better in the talks that I'm doing. I don't always get it right. I make mistakes. Um, I think some people don't realize um, the effort that I put in online and how much passion I've got to help and serve others, because I'm on a global mission here, ladies and gentlemen. I say that to you openly because sadly, every 40 seconds somebody ends their life. So I'm trying to lower global suicide by 30% by the year 2030. I've got enough data and I've got enough evidence to convince me through good partnerships and collaborations I might have a chance at that. I know it's a bold statement, but I really think I can do that, and I've got the research to say that I can. Not completely on my own. I need good collaboration. I've got to build up my brand, Healthy Secrets, make it as big as I can, give it most of it to God and see what happens on that front, and just try to, as we say in Christianity, I'm not preaching, I'm just saying who I am, try to walk in faith, not by sight. So my desire is not to get rich. My desire is to lower global suicide. That's what mission that I'm on. And I think because I'm on that mission, I've got purpose. And that to me is what life is about, is finding a purpose, find a mission, and go for it. You know, you're gonna have your ups and downs. Crikey, my life has been certainly ain't a bunch of roses, as the saying goes. It's like one day you're doing this, then something happens. It's like, oh, you know what? I just sometimes you do want to give up. And I felt like that before many times, but I'm getting a lot better at understanding who I am and teaching that to others. And I think that's an amazing thing. So here's cheers to happiness. But we can't be happy all the time because things happen, don't they? You know, life is life. Things get in the way. You know, some people have got kids. I'm blessed. I don't have any kids. I did want kids. Hasn't worked out in that way. You know, God's got his purpose for me and I trust him um, in that manner. And I do want another relationship. I'll be honest with you, but you know, I've been speaking more openly recently about my loneliness online, and I know some people watch this that know me personally. It's hard for you because you feel like I'm in pain, and I'm not in pain. I'm just open, and I'm open for a reason because if I share how I feel, it helps me doing these talks. It really does. I find it very open, very therapeutic. It's difficult. Try to please different social media platforms. I've got, you know, I'm talking to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok tonight, and you're all different. Okay, different age groups. You watch different people. We're all going like this on our phones to see what we can watch. Some of you might have watched, or in the UK, which I can't stand, is that Wretched EastEnders, right? It's not reality, right? I don't care what you say. EastEnders is not reality. Don't watch it. Watch me instead. At least I'm real. Um, but anyway, yeah. So I make I'm making myself laugh here because you know EastEnders is like I just don't get it. I mean, when I was young, growing up, right, I used to watch EastEnders. I put my hands up. I'm not ashamed of that. I wasn't in faith or nothing. I was still just watching. You know, back in the early '90s, you know, and it's like I still got the theme tune in my head. Dun, 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 dun. And it's like I know some of my family members and friends watch EastEnders, and it's like it's not real. And there's a lot of things on it that I don't agree with because I'm you know I'm a Christian, but that's the world over. You know, I mean, I'm trying to make a New Year's resolution to really not watch TV at all because every time I flick the TV on these days, it's like it's either swearing, um, nudity, or something. And I'm not an innocent man by no means, but or violence, which is kind of dangerous for me because of my epilepsy. Um, it's just like we just seem to live in this world where all we want to produce from a TV and film and comedy is stuff that isn't good for us. You know, I mean, I watch a few cooking shows here and there. Um, I don't really watch Gordon Ramsay too much because he swears too much, and I don't like swearing. I try not to swear myself. I don't think it's a good thing, but I can't judge other people because we're all from different parts of the world. But my prayer is that people open their heart more to God and don't live their life for themselves, because at the end of the day, look, I don't think, and people will disagree with me on this. And there was someone else the other day that said the same thing. It was on Diary CEO from Stephen Bartlett, that there isn't that much longer left for the human race in terms of. I know what the Bible says, but and some of you are going to be shocked by this, but I'll tell you now, the world is going to burn. Right? You look at climate change, okay, and you look at everything that's happening every parts of the world. You can't turn back nature. You know all this climate change about fuel fossils and that. The damage has been done. The planet is burning. Um, for me, my advice would be it's about prevention of loss of life and trying to protect different communities, give them resources. In terms of going to switching off from fossil fuels and that, there ain't enough money and capital and effort and innovation to do it. There's some good movements happening, um, but it's a race against the clock, and I think really it's the prevention of loss of life, and we need to really understand that you know some things are uncontrollable, and I think that's where our mental fitness or our mental health goes wrong, because we look at the world and we see things happening and we say to ourselves, you know what, I just really feel down. I know that a lot of people from 19, 20 to 24, Generation Z, when they look at the world today, what is their hope? What is anybody's hope? I know where my hope and faith is, but for a lot of people, you struggle. We struggle because we look at the world and we say, you know what is the point of life? Because nobody likes me. Everyone wants to hurt each other. Look what's happening in Ukraine at the moment. Look what's happening in Gaza. We want to hurt each other, and it's been going around for years and years. We're always going to have wars because the human race, I kid you not, the human race is not capable of living in peace. We've all got sinful hearts because we all want greed at some stage in our life. I'm not saying everyone's greedy or bad and evil, nothing like that. But I mean, there's so many social experiments done on this. For example, like if you get, I don't know, 10 random people, right, and you put them in a room, right, and they've not had lunch, okay, they've been told to miss lunch, and you put a big bag of donuts or sweets in the middle, right? Let's say donuts, right? I like donuts. And you haven't told them what the experiment is about. You put them in a room, they've agreed to it, and everyone's feeling hungry. And there's a big plate of donuts in the middle. And it'll be quite surprising how many people start helping themselves. We can't help ourselves falling into trouble and doing naughty and bad things. And just look at the world, and that's going to get worse and worse. The world is getting darker. It's not getting better and beautiful. You look at climate change, you look at the economy. I won't even go into politics because I don't. I think I'm going to have to talk about politics at some stage during my podcast. But if this show gets any decent following, which it already has, to be honest, and I get sponsorship, and I'll get a studio instead of me being on my bed. It will be nice to get some people in on politics, because I'll speak about a couple of minutes, maybe a little bit if I can, on politics. Um, it's an interesting subject, and there's a really good friend of mine that I speak to it about it now and again. In the UK, it's going to be a general election this year, and I was saying to someone literally yesterday, at the hotel that I usually go and film at. I've got filming rights in there. Um, do I think the Labour government's going to do a much better job than the Conservatives? No, because Could they do any worse? I don't know. I really don't, because there's so many things in this world and society that go against my faith, and I'm like, there's problems that I feel, it's beyond me. I mean, I don't. I mean, I might get complaints on this. I don't. It's not that I don't care. It's it's just that my faith is strong, and I disagree with hormone therapy, or agreeing that a man can be a woman. It's even our prime minister said, and I might get some hate social media on this. I'm ready for it. Um, a man is a man, and a lady is a lady. That's just common sense. That's the words I quote from Rishi Sunak, who spoke at a conference. And it's funny, I got told off from LinkedIn about hate crime because I've done a poll, and I said I'm so fed up with the male and female argument and the pronouns and all this. And, this might offend people. I don't wish to offend people, but you can't go against the word of God. I'm sorry. You can't say, oh, you know what? Yeah, a man could be a lady now. Do you know what? We're making up our own rules. It's ridiculous. So, somebody's got to get up and stand up and say how it is. I haven't got a massive platform, but I'm not scared of announcing that, yeah, I'm a born again Christian, and you're going against the word of God. So if you do that, you carry on, and you see how that goes with you and your mental fitness. You'll suffer, trust me. And I don't cause oppression to anybody. I'm there for everybody. That's what God teaches, to help people, to love people. But at the same time, where's this world going? I mean, it ain't going to be too much longer, I don't think. Where I know in some parts of the world, and this is really awful, where you're not allowed to go to church, you get oppressed. So, and I got respect for all religions. I used to be a teacher, but I know what's right, and I think that even some other faiths have agreed on this. Abortion, or saying that a female can be a male, is the right way to go. And I can't believe the NHS have got this crazy, ridiculous, stupid thing going on where they say, you know what, we're we're gonna give you therapy to make you into a man. What's going on with the world? It's ridiculous. I mean, come on, like and I don't agree with, I don't support LGBT rights or gay rights, but at the same time, listen to this. I want you to listen to this on this one, right? I don't oppress them, because that's not what God teaches. I love all people, even murderers and serial killers. I love all people, because everybody can be saved, and everybody has a story. Don't judge others, help others, because that is a true purpose of life. We need to help people. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've done so many bad things. It's unbelievable, that I can't really talk about on social media openly. I've written about it, but I can't talk openly because it will just get banned. So, um, yeah, my accounts will get shut down, as it were. So, but you can read about that. Just Google my name. Some stuff is around. Um, but anyway, it just shocks me. It really frustrates me what the NHS are doing. The UK government. We're going to allow you to become a man. Congratulations. It's just like, could we be any more ridiculous? I mean, I think I'm going to live to 100, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Only God knows. But there was it was on the Dara CEO from Stephen Bartlett, and he was saying, the guest, that it's not that long far off that we're going to have cyborgs. So, and it's just like, I think once you start messing with the human body, and you start thinking that you're not God, because you can't, that's kind of blasphemous, but you try and do things that are, a little bit stupid. I think that's when society is going to go down anyway. But I'm trying to get this conversation is going into a bit of a downer, but I have to be real with you. End of the day, I'm here to talk about real things, and some topics are really hard. Um, like I said, I don't support the LGBT community. But at the same time, I don't oppress them either, and I don't agree with anyone being violent towards anybody. I grew up, and I see violence, and it's horrible. Nobody wants to get attacked. Um, it's not nice. Look, we're all on different paths, different journeys, and I'm not here to judge. I've got my religious beliefs. I'm here to help. Um, I'm not here to please everybody. I can't. There's one thing. There's one thing in the teaching game I will never ever forget, and that you can't make all your students happy, because you can, with all the skills that you got 20 students, 30 students. I've had you know, 80 or 70 students in my classroom sometimes, and that was a funny story. And there was chairs from inside the classroom all the way down the corridor, and it was the most ridiculous way of ever teaching in my life. And it was all a money making scheme. But I don't teach anymore on that side, and that's yeah. But anyway, so in a teaching game, um, you can be the world's most professional teacher, but at the same time, it's very difficult trying to adapt the learning for everybody. On paper, yes, it's possible, but then when you look at the world and you look at your life and you think, how can I make people happy? How can I make money? How can I put food on the table? There are so many obstacles in this world, from the media to the UK government, politics. You're not agreeing with something, your neighbours making noise. I live in a house share, and that we have thin walls. I don't live in a perfect house, but I don't live in a perfect world. And you look at what's happening over in Ukraine at the moment with Mr. Stupid Putin, and you got Gaza and Israel. They're at war, and it's like, and war is always going to happen. By the way, they've been going for years and centuries. It's never going to stop. So, um, we live in a difficult world, but we need to, to kind of bring it back to reality a little bit more and give you some good news. We need to look after this, because I've given you some good news and bad news, but the good news, well, not the real good news, that'll be for another time. But um, your ability to look after you and understand your emotions and improve your mental fitness and find out what life is about for you and go on your own journey, that will work in a different way for everybody. But my advice to anybody, as I draw close to the end of the show tonight, um, to find your purpose in life and to find out what you're good at, you have to slow things down. Okay. What do I mean by that? You slow things down by, look, I'm doing tonight with you. I feel absolutely relaxed, right? I've gotten off more material that I wanted to. I feel comfortable. I feel I'm not afraid. Okay. I've not had any nasty comments. Um, Everything's been good, and that's a good episode for me. I enjoyed talking to my community across social media. So I've got purpose, and I'll be back here again probably tomorrow night, because I do. I'm stepping up my online presence. I'll be back here tomorrow night, maybe at the earliest time of 8:15, but I'll put an announcement out in the Facebook community. TikTokers, I go live 4 or 5 times a day. Follow me, and you'll get notified. I do different talk shows, motivational speeches, and soon to be teaching classes, both live and pre. You can pre-buy my courses soon. And I'm excited about that, because TikTok are building a new platform for us creators. I'm excited. Hopefully, it's going to be a good one. But anyway, I want to thank everybody. I'm going to cut it to, because I've been going a lot, 45 minutes, and I've been going and going and going and going. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in the show tonight. News for you. It's a brand new podcast. It's not available on Spotify at the moment. I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure. I'm pushed for resources and time. Um, but I just want to thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Um, TikTok community, I love you as always. Friends and family might be watching this right now. I say to you, I'm fine and well. Um, just you'll see me pop up on different screens and different where maybe BBC News soon. Next, I'll reach out to them for my new community project. So keep your TV stations tuned and watch out for me. I'm coming to a cinema near you soon. Maybe no, I'm not really. Um, but yeah, no, we'll be popping up on your screens a lot more this year because I'll be going live a lot, and my platform is getting bigger. It's getting better for me for my mental fitness, but I do have to take rest. But I love coming on. I love the camera. My friends know this from my past, and just some people are quite natural in front of a camera. I don't do too bad. Um, but yeah. Anyway, thanks again. Follow me across my social media channels. You can find loads of stuff on YouTube for about me with my surname Fahy. I've even got some music out. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm a very, 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 very amateur singer. If you want to find me, I'm gonna do a new record some new songs. It takes a while, but I've not got a lot of time at the moment. I need to get some guitar lessons in. But yeah, I've got some music out. You can Google it. I think Stephen Fahy Music, maybe. I'm on all the big platforms. I've got about 7 or 8 songs that did really well, actually. To be honest with you, 36 million impressions I got from all my music, which is marvelous. And I don't sing. I'm not nowhere near the greatest singer in the world at all, but I sing for good mental fitness. It helps my mental health. There's a lot of power in healing those who've had a bad childhood through music. I do a lot of writing, but it's been a while since I put a song together. I'm working on a single at the moment. I need to get back to it at some stage. And everybody that follows me, I'll try and blow it up as big as I can. And you can download it. Downloading it's for free, I think. You ain't got to pay for it. But yeah, so I'm recording my next single. Yeah, feels strange saying that, but yeah. So anyway, I will love and leave you, and I love you all. I care for all of you, and I just want to wish you a safe and good well evening. I think I must have spoken about 10,000 words today, literally, or maybe a million. I don't know. But this is the fourth time I've got to rest my voice because you can do damage to your vocal cords if you talk a lot. But anyway, folks, I shall bid you a good night. I'm gonna say goodbye to Facebook, Twitch, Telegram, YouTube, um, and Instagram. I think I've gone on live. And any of my personal friends and family, good night. Have a safe evening. I'm gonna end it for you here.